introducing Bob Dylan! Woo!
Thank you. So I wrote this song back in '66 after my motorcycle accident, and here it is, called "Like a Rolling Stone." Once upon a time you dressed so fine, through the bump and dime in your prime. Did you? People call and say, beware doll, you're bound to fall. You thought they were all kidding you. You used to laugh loud. Everybody that was hanging out, now you don't talk so loud. Now you don't seem so proud about having to be scrounging for your next meal. How does it feel? How does it feel? Be on your own with no direction or home. Like a complete unknown, like a rolling stone. Oh, Prince on the people, the pretty people, they drink and thinking that they got it made. Exchanging all the precious gifts, you better take your time and ring, you better pawn it, babe. You used to be so amused at the body and the rags and the language that he used. Got him now, he calls it, you can't refuse. When you ain't got nothing, you got nothing to lose. You're invisible now, you got no secrets to conceal. How does it feel? How does it feel? Be on your own with no direction or home. Like a complete unknown, like a rolling stone. Thank you.
Bob Dylan used several literary and rhetorical devices in this song. We'll explain 5.
The lines "Princess and the Steeple and all the pretty people" is a metaphor because Bob Dylan is comparing his subject, a girl, to a princess without using the words like or as.
He uses assonance in the lines "people call," say, "beware doll, you're bound to fall," where he repeats the vowel sound ah. And in the lines about having to be scrounging around for your next meal, where he repeats the ow sound.
Bob Dylan uses allusion when he puts in the name Napoleon, referencing the French dictator Napoleon Bonaparte, the language being his native, French, at Napoleon in rags in the language that he used.
Bob Dylan uses alliteration in one line of this song, meaning that he repeats the same consonant sound at the beginning of the words. They're all drinking, thinking that they've got it made. He repeats the sound. The sound.
He uses internal rhyme often. This is where there's a rhyme within a line. He uses this when he says, "You threw the bums a dime in your prime, didn't you?" And, "Now you don't talk so loud, now you don't seem so proud." And, "Princess on the steeple, all the pretty people." And finally, "You used to be amused."
I don't like this song because it's too harsh and too judgmental, and you shouldn't judge others, and you could have better vocabulary and word choice.
Go.
The reason why I like Bob Dylan's poem is because he uses a lot of poetic devices to make his point clear, but at the same time, his message is still unclear to some people.
Go. I like this poem because it sounds really pretty when you read it, but kind of weird when he says it because his voice is so weird. But I think the message is really good because some people who are too prideful need to be brought down off their high horse, and that's what he does. Go.
I like this poem because the poetic devices make the poem flow and it makes it easy to digest a tragic story.
In this poem, Bob Dylan is telling the story of someone who went from riches to rags. She thought too highly of herself. She didn't think of people's warnings. She laughed at them and scoffed at them. But now she is at the bottom, and now she feels shame, and now she's too quiet to even talk because she is so low. He's trying to tell us that we can't think too highly of ourselves, that we are not so important, that we can just take advantage of the things that we have and the riches that we have, and that we can become nobodies, no matter how big a somebody we are. He was born Robert Albert Zimmerman in 1941 in Minnesota. He began performing folk and country songs at local cafes, taking the name Bob Dylan after the late Welsh poet Dylan Thomas.
Bob Dylan once introduced the Beatles to marijuana in a New York hotel.
In 1989, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
In 1974, after a near-fatal motorcycle accident,
Vroom, 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 vroom.
Bob Dylan released a new album called Planet Wars, which became his first #1 album.
Bob Dylan wanted to change his style from folk and country. So at a concert, when he decided to plug in an electric guitar, the audience became very displeased. Go home! After his motorcycle accident, Bob Dylan declared himself a born-again Christian and wrote Slow Train, which gave him his first Grammy Award, because he used to be Jewish.
In 1979, Bob Dylan declared himself a born-again Christian and wrote Slow Train, which to him was his first Grammy Award.
Bob Dylan has 6 kids, 5 of his own and 1 adopted.
Jazz fingers.
No, it's just turn off right now. It's like,
I wrote this song after my terrifying motorcycle accident. This is off my...
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No!
Just go.
this is a metaphor. Wait, no.
He uses, just repeat it. He uses metaphor.
Bob Dylan uses metaphor by saying Princess in the Steeple and all the pretty people by comparing her to...
In this poem, Bob Dylan is... Okay.
At a concert, after thinking about this for a while, Bob Dylan finally decided to change his style, and the moment he plugged in his guitar, everyone booed him off the stage.
Bob Dylan used several literary and rhetorical devices in this song. We'll explain 5. I had puberty crack.
Bob Dylan uses illusion when he puts in the name Napoleon, referencing the...
I wrote this song after my terrifying motorcycle accident. This is off my new record, Highway 61 Revisited.